Well, if you wondered how thin-skinned the Trump administration really is, the fact that Sam O'Hara got arrested for playing the Star Wars Imperial March theme as he walked behind National Guardsmen from Ohio in the District of Columbia. Well, now we have a perfect example. Not only did Sam O'Hara get arrested for that, but the American Civil Liberties Union is now representing him in a brand new lawsuit that just got filed in the District of Columbia in the last 24 hours, in which he claims, rightly so, that his First Amendment rights, his Fourth Amendment rights from being illegally searched and seized have all been violated, all over the Star Wars theme, no less. Maybe this is the reason you don't take National Guard, federalize them from different states, put them into the District of Columbia, and then tell them to go handle First Amendment expression and civil disobedience in which nobody was touched. He didn't come close to them. All Sam O'Hara did was play it on an iPhone or a small speaker. I'm Michael Popok. This suit matters. I'm glad the ACLU is doing its job and leading the charge in the courts. You're on Legal AF on Friday. Let's kick it off. I'm Michael Popok. Take a minute, hit the free subscribe button. Here's a clip of Sam O'Hara walking down the streets of the District of Columbia and doing peaceful protest by blaring the Star Wars theme, or one of the Star Wars themes, the one for the Imperial March of the Stormtroopers. Let's play the clip. That got him arrested. That's a First Amendment violation. That's a violation of the Fourth Amendment. So says the new suit. I'm going to post it up in Legal AF Substack today. Let me read it. Let me read aspects of it. And we'll focus on Sergeant Devin Beck, who arrested a fellow American for playing a theme from Star Wars. Here's the facts. On October 11th, 2025, this is on page 5, paragraph 17, President Trump issued a memo ordering the Secretary of Defense to address a purported siege of violent crime in the district and roll out the National Guard. Okay, so Sam O'Hara starts to protest the Guard's presence. He's a D.C. resident. 3 times between August 29th and September 10th, Mr. O'Hara saw Guard members patrolling D.C. streets, this is paragraph 32, and protested them in essentially the same way. He walked behind them and used his phone, and in one instance a small speaker, to play the Imperial March and record the interaction. I have a small speaker. Am I going to go to jail? Trump, that's rhetorical. So on each occasion, paragraph 33 says, Mr. O'Hara did not speak with Guard members he trailed. He played the march at a volume loud enough for people in the vicinity to hear, but not at a blaring level. He did not touch the Guard members or interfere with their operations. He walked behind the Guard members for only a few minutes. He posted the recordings on TikTok. You just saw the clip. Commentators responded. He got over 1 million views related to it. All things changed on September 11th. Paragraph 41, less than 2 minutes on September 11th, after his protest began, Sergeant Beck turned around and said, hey, man, if you're going to keep following us, we can contact Metro PD, the police, and they can come handle you if that's what you want to do. Is that what you want to do? Mr. O'Hara did not respond. Is that what you want to do? Okay. Adhering to Governor DeWine's directive that the police and not Guard members make arrests, Sergeant Beck stepped aside and called the police, who arrested him. Now, let's look at here's a clip from the ACLU and one of the lawyers for the ACLU about the case. Let's roll the clip.
Sam O'Hara was walking through his neighborhood protesting the presence of National Guard in D.C. He was walking behind them, he was recording them, and he was playing the Imperial March theme from Star Wars. That's the music you hear when Darth Vader enters the scene. Now, the Guard members didn't like this, and so they decided to get MPD to the scene and have them detain Mr. O'Hara, have them handcuff Mr. O'Hara, and in essence, prevent Mr. O'Hara from protesting, from recording. That's unconstitutional, and we're suing to vindicate Mr. O'Hara's First Amendment rights. Protesting should be fun. It should be funny. It should call attention to the absurdity of what the government's doing when the government's doing things that are truly absurd. And that's why we have a First Amendment. We have a First Amendment to express ourselves and express ourselves to the government itself. The government doesn't get to stop you from telling it that you don't like what it's doing. That might have been okay a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but in the here and now in the United States, the First Amendment protects our right to speak our mind. When the National Guard came to the district, that didn't make DC a constitution-free zone. The First Amendment still applies, the Fourth Amendment still applies, and you still have the right to make government officials the punchline of your protest or the point of your satire. As long as you're not interfering with what government officials are doing, you can tell them to their face what you think of their conduct. That's what Mr. O'Hara was trying to do here, and that's the principle we're going to court to defend.
Now, this is the framework for other lawsuits. As I said, there's going to be thousands of lawsuits that are going to be filed against the Trump administration, the National Guard, all components of the government for violation of civil rights, right? And violation of our right for peaceful civil disobedience to object to the Trump administration and not be crushed or chilled by it. First claim in the suit, First Amendment violation, also a violation of 42 U.S.C. Section 1983, suppression of speech. Paragraph 70, the First Amendment protects individuals' rights to record government officials in public places. Not that he was doing that. Those officers violated Mr. O'Hara's First Amendment rights by preventing him from recording and peaceably protesting the Guard members. There was no clear and present danger, and therefore they are liable to him for punitive damages. This case matters. Fourth Amendment, unreasonable seizure and unreasonable prolonged seizure. The Fourth Amendment protects against that. Beck caused and defendants Campbell, Brown, Reyes, Benino, that's the cops, and Lopez Martinez affected a seizure without probable cause. And therefore, they're liable for punitive damages. There's a D.C. law about false imprisonment and sued under that. And it's assigned in this suit and also for common law battery because he was touched in a way that he didn't like and had his handcuffs on too tight. This matters. This will be a framework for the thousands of other suits, many brought by the American Civil Liberties Union, of which I am a card-carrying member, and you should be too, in the courts around the United States. This is the fallout from the Trump attempt to crush dissent, to try to undermine democracy and Democrats and freedom of expression. He's so busy, his major focus during the day 24 of the shutdown of the government, apparently, for Donald Trump, is not Social Security recipients, Medicare, Medicaid recipients, others who aren't getting their payments, and other aspects of the government that are closed to help Americans. His major focus is on his ballroom, according to the press secretary, while his other press secretary, communications director, is doing phony revenge porn about a Republican and former member of the House. This is what is on the mind of the government. That's why we're going to be seeing, over the course of the next 3 years, thousands of these civil disobedience, civil rights lawsuits under Section 1983 and the First Amendment being filed. And I'm glad there are public interest organizations and defense teams that are ready to run into this burning building of our democracy set aflame by Donald Trump. I'll continue to follow it all right here. Hit the free subscribe button. We're under attack, folks. If the Imperial March can land you in jail, can you imagine what's happening with Legal AF and the Midas Touch Network? Defend your right to be heard. And for you, you have a First Amendment right to watch and to learn and to get information without truth or without, with truth, without smoke or sunshine here on Legal AF. Hit the free subscribe button, no paywall. Now more than ever, we need your support here on the Legal AF YouTube channel and on the Legal AF Substack. If Imperial March can get you landed in jail, you can imagine what my content would do. Midas Touch, Legal AF under attack, YouTube settling with the Trump administration. We need to kind of band together now. Hit the free subscribe button here on this YouTube channel. No paywall. That's it. No corporate investors. Come over to Legal AF Substack, become a paid member for $6.77 a month, and now you're really helping us do our job. You have a First Amendment right to watch us. We have a First Amendment right to talk to you without blowing smoke or sunshine. We're glad you're here. I'm Michael Popok. I'm Michael Popok, and I got some big news for our audience. Most of you know me as the co-founder of Midas Touch's Legal AF. and the Legal AF YouTube channel, or as a 35-year national trial lawyer. Now, building on what we started together on Legal AF, I've launched a new law firm, the Popok Firm, dedicated to obtaining justice through compassionate and zealous legal representation. At the Popok Firm, we are focused on obtaining justice for those who have been injured or damaged by a life-altering event, by securing the highest dollar recoveries. I've been tirelessly fighting for justice for the last 35 years, so my own law firm organically building on my Legal AF work just feels right. And I've handpicked a team of top-tier trial fighters and settlement experts throughout all 50 states known as big auto injury attorneys who have the know-how to beat heartless insurance companies, corporations, government entities, and their attorneys. Big Auto's attorneys working with my firm are rock stars in their respective states and collectively responsible for billions of dollars in recoveries. So if you or a loved one have been on the wrong side of a catastrophic auto, motor vehicle, rideshare, or truck accident, suffered a personal injury, or been the victim of medical malpractice, employment harassment or discrimination, or suffered a violation of your civil and constitutional rights, then contact the Popok Firm today at 1-877-POPOK-AF or by visiting my website at www.thepopokfirm.com and fill out a free case evaluation form. And if we determine that you have a case and you sign with us, we don't get paid unless you do. The Popok Firm, fighting for your justice every step of the way.